Hi everyone. This is a Hatha yoga class and we're going to be focusing on warrior poses. Now, warrior poses are great for building strength in the body, but also for opening the hips, particularly your warrior ones and your warrior twos, and also for building heat. So let's get started. We're going to come onto shins. Bringing big toes together, open your knees wide so we can start to open and warm into the hip joints. Slide your arms forward and sink your forehead down to the mat. Stretching long through the elbows and making sure that your hands are shoulder width apart or wider, pressing palms flat into the mat. And now we're going to do a little bit of pulsing. So on an inhale, lift the hips, bring them forward. As you breathe out, push back to sit to heels. Now, as you do this, you bring shoulders and arms over the wrist. Don't go further forward than that. And then stretch all the way back. Try not to arch into your lower back. And if knees wide does not feel good, you bring your knees in a little bit closer or even shins parallel to each other. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to push back to heels. You're looking straight down at the mat so the back of your neck is long. And sinking your shins, sinking your feet. We'll pulse forward one more time. Next time you sit back to heels, holding it there. Now look forward and slide up onto your stomach. Slide the elbows out and rest your forehead on your hands. So nose points straight down. And we're going to go into a half frog. So reaching back for one foot with your hand on the same side and squeezing your heel in. Now make sure that your knee stays on the floor. You can even press that knee quite firmly into the mat and relax your shoulders and your chest. Become aware of your breaths. And each time you breathe out, soften and sink into your belly. And change legs. Still nose pointing down to the mat, but resting forward on your forearm or hand so that your face is a bit raised. You're not squeezing your nose into the mat. Press your knee down into the floor. Relax the shoulders. And letting go of your foot. We make our way onto hands and knees. We do some spinal rolls. On your in-breath, sink your chest, look forward. On your out-breath, round your back up into your cat stretch. Pressing toes down into the floor. Keep rolling. One more round up. After that, we're coming to our flat back. And we're going to twist with the breath, keeping left hand on the mat. On an inhale, lift your right arm. On your out breath, twist through, shoulder to the ground. Hips are still over knees. In breath, you lift up. Exhale and twist. Squeezing the belly tight as you move. Still sinking toes onto the floor. And we lift one more time. Next time you twist through, holding it there, either keeping left hand on the ground in front of your face with your elbows straight up over the wrist, or sliding your palm forward over your head. Roll your inner heels out away from each other. Sink the baby toes to the floor. And making your way back up onto hands. We take it to the other side. In breath, lift the left arm. On your out breath, twist through, shoulder down. Keep going. Don't let your feet lift off the floor as you do this. Keep them pressing down. In breath to reach up. Out breath to twist. One more lift up. And next time you twist through, holding it there. And again, either hand stays in front of your face with the elbows straight up over your wrist, or sliding your hand forwards over your head. Sink the shin bones, the ankles, and the toes. And making your way up onto your hands again. And now we're going to go into some sliding cobra vinyasas. Sitting back towards your heels, look to your thumbs. Keeping your chest down super low, slide your chest up the mat, flat onto your stomach. With an in-breath, lift. As you breathe out, lower back down with the chest. Pushing up to hands and knees. Sit back to heels, stretch the arms long, and we keep going. Chest down really low as you slide up the mat. On an in-breath, lift to cobra. On an exhale, lower. Pressing back and up to sit to heels. We're going to do two more in your own time. This little activity is all about warming into all the joints in your whole body. Sliding through once more. Feel the breath. Follow your breath as you move. And when you sit back to heels, you bring big toes together, knees wide again, arms reach forward. Taking the twist, right arm under your chest. And reach your right arm forwards and change. Take the left arm under. Turn your face to the other side. Then reaching both arms forward. And we're coming up onto hands and knees. And from here into downwards facing dog. From down dog, take feet forwards to your hands, standing forward bend at the top of the mat, hanging down for a couple of breaths. On an in-breath, float up to standing, exhaling hands to chest. On an in-breath, reach up again. As you breathe out, forward fold. Stepping your right leg back into a lunge. On an in-breath, lift your arms all the way up. As you breathe out, taking hands to the ground, step back into downwards facing dog. On an in-breath, come forwards to plank. On an out-breath, push back to down dog. From down dog, right foot steps forward into your lunge. Get heel and knee. On an inhale, lift the arms. As you breathe out, take hands to the ground. In-breath steps you forwards. Next in-breath floats up to standing. Exhale, hands to chest. As you breathe in, reach back up again. On the out-breath, forward fold. Half lift and lengthen. Left leg back into your lunge. On an inhale, arms go up. As you breathe out, take hands to the mat. Stepping back into your down dog. On an inhale, come forwards into plank. On an out-breath, push back to your downwards dog. Keep breathing. Stepping left foot forwards into the lunge. On an inhale, arms lift. As you breathe out, taking hands down. Stepping forwards to your forward bend. On an inhale, arms float up. Exhale, hands to chest. And again, on your in-breath, reach up. On your out-breath, forward fold. Then lengthen. Take the right leg back into your lunge. On an inhale, lift the arms. On your exhale, take hands to the ground. Stepping back to downwards dog. As you breathe in, come forwards into plank. And then push back down dog again. Stepping right foot forwards into your lunge. On an inhale, arms sweep to warrior one. On an out breath, touch the ground. We step forwards and sink down deep. On the in breath, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale and fold. As you breathe in, lengthen the chest forward. Step your left leg back into your lunge. On your in-breath, sweep up. On an exhale, take hands to the ground. Stepping back to downwards facing dog. In-breath to plank. Exhale, back to down dog again. Stepping left foot forwards into your lunge. Inhale to lift the arms. Exhaling, hands to the ground. And this time when you step forwards, we're staying in the forward bend. Just reach arms back behind you, find your hands. Tip your weight forwards to the fronts of your shins and press the knees out away from each other. On an in-breath, we rise all the way up to standing, releasing your arms. Let's bend into the knees. We're taking a chair pose. Inhale to lift the arms. Out breath, you forward bend. Now after you lengthen, we're taking it back into downwards dog. And from down dog, we're coming down onto shins. So come into your box shape with hips directly over knees, arms straight under shoulders. And we're going to take a kneeling balance. Right leg stretches back, tuck your toes into the mat. Make sure your knee points straight down as you lift your leg parallel to the floor. Now don't lift it too high. Keep the right hip on the same level as the left hip. Lower back is flat to the floor. And then reach the left arm forwards. And you're going to look straight down to the mat. Squeeze the tummy tight and keep breathing. Now to lift the arm, you lift from the upper arm, not from the hand. Stretch into the fingertips. Keep twisting your right inner thigh up as the outer thigh goes down. Then hand and knee down to the mat. Take it to the other side. Left leg stretches back. When you lift your leg, don't take it too high. Look straight at the ground as you reach the right arm forward, lengthening through the back and sides of your neck. Keep breathing. Squeeze the arm muscles tight, squeeze the leg muscles tight, and don't let your left knee twist out towards the left. Keep the left knee and toes pointing to the mat. Keep the breath flowing. Relax in your mouth. Don't clench the jaw. And taking hand and knee down. We're lifting back up into downwards facing dog. From down dog, stepping feet to hands. And now we're going to move into our first proper warrior one. Stepping your right leg down the mat. So you come into a lunge with the front knee over the front heel. And then turn your back heel in and down to 45 degrees. And just make sure that that back heel is not behind the line of the front heel. It's back in line with the right hip. And now when you come up, you're going to lean at a diagonal angle over that left thigh. Check your knee is still over the heel. Reach your arms back behind you. And now you can interlace your fingers if you want to. And lengthen the top of the head forward. Really push firmly back and down with the right heel behind you. Make sure you're not twisting your chest to the right. Chest is square to the top edge of your mat. And then fingers back to the ground. Stretch the front knee straight, folding down over that left thigh. If you can't fold all the way down, bring hands to shin or ankle. And if you cannot get this front leg straight, step the back foot further up towards the top of the mat so that the feet have less distance between them. You'll be able to straighten more easily. Keep pressing down firmly with that back heel. And now stepping your right foot forwards. And we're taking our warrior one on the other side. Left leg steps back into a lunge, front knee over the front heel, turn the back heel in and down. And then we're not lifting all the way up. We're leaning at a diagonal angle with the upper body. Arms reach back, either staying like that or interlacing fingers behind your back. And we're looking straight down to the ground, kind of round about where your right big toe is, or maybe a little bit forwards or a little bit more to the left. Lengthen through the sides of your neck and make sure that back knee is nice and straight. Stretch into your heel, push it firmly down into the ground. And just make sure that that front knee does not lean in. And we're taking fingers down, front leg straightens, folding over the right thigh. And just be careful, guys, as you straighten your legs out, make sure you're not moving your hips off to the right. Keep the hips centered in line with your two heels. Then soften into your breath. Keep lifting the arch of the back foot. Don't roll it down. And then stepping left foot forward, feet are hip distance apart. We're going to bend into the knees and sit into a chair pose. We hold our chair. Now shift your weight from your shins back to your bum. Don't lean into your chest. Lift the chest, look forwards or up. Don't look down at the ground. Looking at the ground shifts your weight forwards into your shins. So we want the weight to be in the backs of the thighs so that you have to really work here to hold yourself up. Coming all the way up to standing and release the arms down. On an in-breath, reach your arms up. On your exhale, forward fold. Now we're going back into our warrior one again, stepping the right leg back, get the lunge first, heel over knee, then the back heel turns in and down. And the same thing as last time, we're going to come up, we're going to lean at a diagonal angle, stretch into your fingertips, and from here reach your arms forwards and up alongside your ears. Now we're pushing back hard into the back heel. Roll the inside of your right thigh back in the direction of that right heel. Keep trying to twist the right knee forwards towards the front of the mat. Stretch to the fingertips. Try and keep the elbows straight. Taking hands to the floor. Step your right foot forwards. Take the left leg back. So you come to your lunge, then drop the back heel in and down. When you lift up, we're leaning at an angle over the right thigh. Stretch back into your fingertips. Squeeze the shoulders back away from your chest. Dig into that back heel. And then taking your arms up alongside your ears. Look down to the ground, lengthen the back and the sides of the neck, and twist your left inner thigh back towards the back of the mat. The inner thigh rolls back, outer thigh rolls forward. Keep those legs super strong. And taking hands down, and we're stepping up to the top of the mat, feet hip distance apart. Reaching your arms back, interlace your fingers behind your back. And now we're going to bend the right knee, twist your chest to the left, drop your right waist and your right shoulder towards the right knee. Press your left knee out away from your right knee. So the knees are moving apart. Shift a little bit more into the front of your feet with your weight. Changing to the other side, right leg straightens, left knee bends. Drop the left shoulder towards your left knee. Press the right knee out away from the left knee. Relax the back of your neck. And then coming to center, release your arms and stay in the forward bend. But the inner calves push out away from each other, inner knees push out away from each other. On an in-breath, coming all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Now we're going to go into a chair again. We're going to make it a little bit more challenging. So inhale to bend the knees and reach the arms up. You shift your weight onto your right foot and hover the left foot. So both knees are bent. You're still in your chair shape. Just keep that left foot hovering off the mat. Flex the ankle. Pull your left toes towards your knee. Try and keep your knees bent as you drop your foot down. Squeeze the tummy tight as you lift your right foot and hover that right foot. Flex the ankle. Heel presses towards the ground. Toes pull up towards your right knee. Then taking right foot down. On an exhale, forward bend. From your forward bend, we're going to take full warrior one this time. Step the right leg back into your lunge, front knee over front heel. Turn the right heel in and down. Come up to that 45-degree angle. Take your shoulders back away from your chest. Dig the back heel deep into the mat. Keep this front knee bent and lift your arms up alongside your head. We hold it here for a few breaths. If you want to work the pose deeper, back foot slides closer to the back of the mat. And now we're going to open into warrior two. Slide the right heel back, more in line with the left heel. Adjust the feet. Reach your arms parallel to the floor. And now don't lean towards your left waist. Center your waist in your spine so that you're directly over the hips, either looking in the direction of your chest or out over the left fingertips. Make sure you're lengthening from the left inner hip forwards to your knee, pushing the knee wide. And now straighten the left leg and let's take a triangle, folding over, either left hand to shin or ankle, or fingertips down to the ground, or palm flat on the floor. If you're doing the version with palm flat on the floor inside the foot, push your left forearm into the left leg, push your left calf back into your left forearm. Maybe looking up to the right thumb. We're taking hands down either side your left foot. Step your right foot to the top of the mat and change. Take the left leg back. So you're coming into your lunge first, front knee over front heel, back heel turns in and down. When you lift, you lean at a 45-degree angle. Stretch back into your arms. Keep lengthening through the elbows to the fingertips as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then coming all the way up, arms alongside your head, your full warrior one. Root back and down with your left heel firmly into the ground. Left knee twists forward. Left inner thigh rolls back towards the back of your mat. Again, if you want to work it deeper, step the back foot further back or slide the front foot a little bit further forward. Don't twist your chest to the left. That's for warrior two. Okay, let's open it up. Slide the left heel back in line with your right heel. Square your chest to the side of the mat, not the hips. Pelvis can twist a little bit. Arms parallel to the floor. Hug your leg muscles tight in the calves and the thighs. Inner thighs, backs of thighs, tops of thighs, and outer thighs. This is why this is so strengthening to do. You're working all those muscles on all four sides of the leg bones. Keep pressing the right knee wide. With an in-breath, stretch the right leg straight, fold over into Trikonasana. Either hand to shin or ankle, or hand to the ground. If you did hand on the ground on the other side, push your arm into your leg, leg into your arm. And maybe looking up to the left thumb. Shifting your weight to your spine. Now we're taking hands down either side the right foot and stepping up to the top of the mat. Once more, feet are hip distance apart. Keep your fingertips on the ground and bend your knees. Try and get the backs of the thighs parallel to the floor. So we're going to take our skiing squat, sitting weight to hips. Reach your arms forward alongside your ears. So try to lock the elbows, even if it means your arms are wider. Keep your knees in line with your heels. Look straight down to the ground under your nose. Keep breathing. And then standing forward bend, release those legs. Relax your neck and your head. And coming up onto fingertips. Now, if you need to, you bend your knees here. If you're able to do this with straight legs, you can, but there's two options there. Now we're going to go into a warrior three leg. So like when you're doing your kneeling balance with your leg behind you and your arm forwards, keep your knee facing the ground as you lift your right leg up behind you. Don't go too high. Keep the hips square. We want leg parallel to the floor, no higher. Twist the knee and the toes down on that lifted leg. Flex your right ankle so that the leg is strong. Flatten into the spine. Lengthen the top of your head forward. And keep breathing. Now we're bringing right foot down to the ground. If you need to, you pedal your knees a little bit. And then we take it to the other side. So as that left leg goes up, don't take it too high. We want it parallel to the floor. Flex the ankle. Stretch the spine straight. And keep your left knee and your left foot pointing to the ground. Don't twist them out towards the left. As I said, your standing leg can bend. It doesn't have to be straight. If you've got the leg straight, don't lean back into the back of the knee. Keep your weight completely balanced and centered over the heel. And bringing your left foot down. And once more, just hanging down. If you need to, you pedal the legs again or bend the knees in your forward fold. On your in-breath, rise up to standing and release the arms down. And now we're turning sideways on the mat. Step your legs out into a nice wide V. And from here, we're going to be going into warrior two. So we're turning the left toes open, line the heels up with each other, and then we bend into the left knee. Keep that left knee over the heel and reaching your arms parallel to the floor. So eventually what we're aiming for here is this left thigh bone parallel to the mat. You don't go deeper than that, otherwise it's too much strain on the hip joint. Press this left knee open. So lengthen from the inner left groin through the thigh to the inner knee. Keep this back leg really strong. And now we're going to reverse. So nothing in this left leg changes, either right hand to hip or to your thigh. Take the left arm up, open these left ribs up. And careful as you reach back that the left knee doesn't turn in. Keep pressing the left knee open and hug tight with the inner right thigh. Shoulders move to spine. Coming all the way up, left leg straight. Turn the left toes in, so parallel the feet first. Then turn your right toes to the top edge of your mat. From here, bend into your right knee. Come to those warrior two legs. Let the left hip go forwards, but square your chest to the side of the mat. Lengthen from the inner thigh to the knee. Press it wide as you parallel your arms to the floor. Again, you can look over your fingertips or in the direction of your chest. But keep squeezing these inner thighs tight. Squeezing the big toes down hard into the floor to fire up your calves and your thighs. And make sure that you are breathing the whole way through. Now we're keeping the legs as they are. Nothing in this right leg moves. Left hand to left hip or thigh. And reverse your warrior. So tightness in the hip flexors will make this right knee want to lean in the direction of your chest. Don't let that happen. Keep pressing the knee open. Squeeze this left inner thigh tight. Good, guys. Coming all the way up. Turn your right toes in. And from here, we're going to fold down. So taking shoulders to spine. On an exhale, forward bend. If you need to, you bend your knees. Bend or straight knees. Push the knees out away from each other. Keep widening the inner thighs, widening the inner groins, and let your head just hang down. Relax the shoulders, soften the sides and back of your neck. On an in-breath, roll yourself all the way up to standing and bring the legs in. Now we're coming back up to the top of the mat. You're going to balance on your right foot. Bring your left knee into your chest. Now this is all about balance. We're going to be going from here into warrior 3 and then coming back to this place where you start. So shoulders to spine. If you need to, your standing leg can bend, but don't let the big toe lift off the ground. Squeeze your belly tight and we move nice and slow. Start to tip forwards. When your chest faces the ground, you're going to stretch that left leg back behind you. Flex the ankle and make sure that the hip is dropping down, thigh parallel to the floor. Stretch back into your fingertips and squeeze your shoulders to your back. Check the breath. Keep breathing. And now coming all the way up, knee into your chest again. We'll hold it there. Standing knee can be bent or straight. Careful with locking the knee back and pushing back with the back of the knee. That's too much on the knee joint. So if you tend to hyperextend in your knees, don't do that. Okay, left foot down to the ground. Make sure the toes point straight forward and change. Bring your right knee up. Hold onto your shin or your knee. Flatten the spine by taking the shoulders all the way back. Big toe pushes down firmly into the mat, just like in your warrior 2. We start to tip. So squeeze your belly tight. As you go forward, go nice and slow. Don't go too fast. So with control. And then reaching back with the heel. Make sure the right hip is dropping down. Lift with the inner thigh. Flex your right ankle. Knee and toes point to the ground. Squeeze your shoulders to your back. If you need to, your standing knee bends to help you balance. Reach into the fingertips. Slowly coming all the way through. Try not to touch the ground, knee to chest. Hold your shin or your knee. Lift your chest up high. Squeeze the shoulders back away from your chest and lengthen up through the top of the head. Breathe. Don't hold breath. And then taking your foot down to the ground. We're turning sideways on the mat again. Opening legs out into your V. And we're going into our warrior 2 again. Left toes turn to the left side of the mat. Bend into the left knee. And reach your arms parallel to the floor. Squeeze the leg muscles tight. And now if you're feeling tireder, you're going to be higher up with this left hip higher than the knee.
If you're feeling like you're a bit more open and you're feeling strong, remember that's different on every single day we do our practice. Some days we feel strong, sometimes we feel more open, and we want to push our edge. So go with how you're feeling today in your body, not by what you think you should be doing in your head. The lower you go with the left hip, the more you've got to be strong in this back leg, and the more you've got to make sure you're not tipping towards the left thigh. Okay, let's straighten the left leg up. Take a reverse triangle, right hand to right hip or leg. Reach the left arm back. Stretch through both sides of the neck. Keep that even. And twist your left inner thigh forward, left inner knee forward, so that you're not rolling your knee in the direction of your chest. Now when we come up, we're going to bend into this left knee again and take a side angle pose, either elbow to thigh and reaching the right arm over your head. Other option is hand on hip or even arm down your side if you've got shoulder issues. So arm down side, hand on hip, arm straight up or arm over your head. You've got lots of options there. If you want to go deeper, left fingers to the ground. Make sure the left knee is still straight over the heel, not over your toes or behind the line of the heel. Keep pressing that left knee open with your arm. And let's come all the way up. And we're going to turn the left toes in. Feet are parallel to start. Then turn the right toes open. We're going into warrior two legs. Okay, so again, and this might be different on each side. Maybe one side you're going down low. Maybe other side you need to be up higher. That's okay. Arms parallel to the floor. Draw the shoulders back away from your chest. Careful not to lean into the right waist. Center through the two sides of the waist over your hips, so the armpits are directly over the hips. Soften in the upper back and the back of your neck. Hug the inner thighs super tight to the leg bones. Now we're going into a reverse triangle. Right leg straightens, left hand to left hip or leg. Reach that right arm over. Just like the other side, twist the right inner thigh forwards, roll the inner right knee forwards. Keep twisting your right knee towards your right toes. Don't turn it in the direction of your chest. And we're coming up into warrior two legs again, either elbow to thigh, maybe arm down your side, or hand on the hip, or arm straight up, or arm over your head. And if you're going deeper, fingertips to the ground. So careful not to lean the inner left thigh down like that. Keep pressing the inner left thigh up as the back of the right thigh goes down. And then we're coming all the way up again. Right toes turn in, bringing feet together. And now coming back up to the top of your mat. Okay, now, like the last time we were here, we're going to bring knee to chest. We're going to be going back to warrior three leg and back up again, but this time a little bit more challenging, okay? Try not to touch the floor with your foot. So, lifting up, balancing on right leg, left knee lifts. Keep your chest and shoulders square with each other. Keep the hips square with each other. We start to tip forwards. We're going into our warrior three. If you need to, standing leg bends, flex the left ankle, stretch the arms back. Coming all the way back up again. Try not to touch the floor with your foot. Knee into your chest. And then tipping forwards again. Going back into your warrior three. Don't lift the hip too high. Leg parallel to the floor. Flex the ankle. Coming all the way through. Knee to chest again. Pull the shoulders back. Squeeze the tummy tight. One more time. Tipping forwards. Hold it there. Flex your left ankle. And come all the way up to standing. Hold the shin. And then foot to the ground. So pedal or kick out with the legs. And let's take it to the other side. So balancing on left leg, toes point straight forward. Right knee comes up. Hold your shin for balance. Press that left big toe down hard into the mat. And then start to tip forward for your warrior three. As the right leg goes back, reach back into your fingers, lifting shoulders towards your back. Flex the right ankle and don't lift that leg too high. Coming all the way through and up. Try not to touch the floor if you can with that right foot. And then tipping forwards again. Flex the ankle, toes towards the ground as you fold. Coming all the way up to standing, knee to chest. One more time. And then warrior three for the third time. Don't let the shoulders drop. Keep the hips square. And then back through to standing, knee to chest. Feet to the floor. Once more, kick it out. Pedal. Do what you need to release. On an in-breath, reach your arms up. On your out-breath, forward fold. Half lift and lengthen. We're stepping right leg back into a low lunge. Taking knee to the floor. Lift your chest. Reach the arms back and interlace fingers behind your back. Sink into the front of the hips. Then taking hands down, step forwards, and change, taking left leg back, knee to the ground. Front heel under the front knee as you lift your chest. Find your hands behind you. Interlace the fingers. Hands to the ground. And back to downwards dog. We're holding down dog for a full minute. Check the alignment of your feet, heels behind your ankles, palms and fingers flat on the ground. Spaces between the fingers are even.
hanging the head. Each exhale, drop deep into your forehead. But keep those arms and legs strong. Relax the muscles in your face. And we're dropping down onto shins. You're going to take an half a baby down dog. So knees under hips, hips directly over knees. Don't have your bum leaning back towards your heels. Step your right leg out to the right, in line with your left knee out to the side. Don't have your foot back behind the hip. Hips and knees in line with each other. And we reach the arms forward. Hang your head. Sink the left ankle and shin bone heavily down to the floor. Make sure that your right inner ankle is lifted up high, right baby toe and outer heel are on the ground. So your warriors really work the inner thighs. We're giving that inner thigh on the right leg here a good release. This is also a good stretch for the glutes, your bum muscles. Walking hands under shoulders, right knee down. Take the left leg out to the side. So you flatten your foot like a warrior two. Right hip is over the right knee. Slide the arms forward. Hang your head. Maybe your forehead gets to the floor, maybe it doesn't. That's irrelevant. What I want is hips in line with the knees. Right hip over the right knee. And press the right shin bone and foot down. Walking up onto hands, left knee to the ground, and we're coming to sitting. Legs out in front of you. Bend the left knee up. Step your left foot over your right thigh. Wrap your arm around your shin or your knee and twist around. The left hand back behind you. Stretch the right heel forward with the toes pointing straight up. If you can, you look over the back shoulder. Otherwise, turning your face in the direction of your chest or looking towards the right foot. Make sure that this left thumb is on the floor. Circling forwards, take that left foot to the inside of your right thigh, drop your knee down, and we're going to Janu Shasana, reaching forwards, fold over the right leg. Keep this right foot flexed, don't flop the toes over. Toes always straight up, stretching that right heel forwards away from your hip. Coming all the way up,
Take your left leg straight next to the right leg, bend the right knee up, step your right foot over your left leg, and take your twist to the other side. Make sure the left foot is still flexed, toes up, and then circle it around. Sink that right sits bone all the way down. With each in-breath, lifting your chest and lengthening up through the back of your neck. Then rotating forwards, slide your right foot to the inside of the left thigh, drop the knee down, reach forwards and fold over the left leg. So back into that Jana Shashasana. So even though Jana Shashasana actually means head to leg pose, we don't think of it that way. We think of it as chest to leg, not head to leg. Keep lengthening the head forwards rather than trying to push down into the ground with your forehead. Coming all the way up, stretch the right leg out. Right, now we're going to open out into Upavishta legs. Upavishta means wide. And we're going to go into our Upavishta Jana Shashasana. So we're bringing left foot into right thigh again. Hips stay down. You can see that my hips are on the same level as each other. As soon as the right hip and thigh go off the ground, the pelvis is not level. Keep the hips down. Tipping onto hands. Keep flexing your right ankle. Stretch the chest forward and flatten out your back. With each exhale, sink into the legs. Coming up, open that left leg out. Bring the right leg in. Again, hips stay down as you tip forwards onto hands. Keep flexing the left ankle and don't lift that left heel off the ground. Feel the breath. Each out breath, dropping your hips and your legs deeper into the floor. And lifting all the way up. We're going to open that right leg out. And now we're going to come into Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet together. Don't hold your toes. Hold higher up the arches of the feet or on the ankles. And then tipping forwards. So just like our Jana Shashasana, don't think of it as head to feet or head to the mat. Head is lifted. It's chest towards the feet and the mat, not the head. Relax your shoulders. Breathe softness into the groins and the inner thighs. Right, coming up, both legs straight into Paschimottanasana. Keep the soles of the feet flat to the front edge of the mat. Don't let the big toes move towards you and the baby toes go forwards. That affects your knees. So feet flat as if you're standing on them and stretch the chest forward. Again, it's chest towards thighs or chest towards legs, not head to shins or knees. And coming up, we're going to lie down onto backs for Shavasana. So adjust yourself, get yourself nice and comfortable. Make sure that you're warm. We're here for 4 minutes. Allow the feet to flop, the arms to rest, and the eyes to close. With each out breath, feel your whole body get heavier and heavier, sinking down deeper and deeper. Soften the forehead, soften the eyes, relax the cheeks and the mouth. Let every tiny muscle in your whole body relax and release. Everything letting go completely now. Now start to wake up your fingers, gently moving them around, wiggling your toes, moving your hands and your feet. And then taking in a deep breath, stretch your arms out over your head. Or hug your knees into your chest. Carefully making your way up to sitting. May our minds be open to the divine light that guides us. May our hearts be open to the divine love that surrounds us. May the angels keep us and bless us and bring us joy. Namaste.